Welcome back to our channel Drugs is Knowledge Tech. So here today we'll discuss about the chapter number 11, that is childhood Beehive textbook 9th class. Okay. Now our first question is thinking about the text. Answer these questions in one or two sentences each. Where was Abdul Kalam? Abdul Kalam's house. What do you think Dinamani is the name of? Give a reason for your answer. Who were Abdul Kalam's school friends? What did they later become? How did Abdul Kalam earn his first wages? Had he earned any money before? What? Before that? It was, in what way? So our first question's related answer is Abdul Kalam. Abdul Kalam's house was on the Mosque Street in Rameshwaram. Our second answer is Dinamani is the name of the local newspaper. It is so because Kalam traced the stories of the war in the headlines in Dinamani. Then the third answer is Ramananda Shastri, Arvind and Shiva Prakashan were Abdul Kalam's school friends. Ramananda Shastri became the high priest of the Rameshwaram temple. Arvind, a transport businessman, and Shiv Prakashan was the catering contractor for the Southern Railways. Our answer fourth is during the Second World War, the newspaper were bundled and thrown out of a moving train. Abdul Kalam earned his first wages by helping his cousin who distributed newspaper in the Rameshwaram to catch these bundles. Yes, answer fifth is yes. Abdul Kalam had earned some money before he started helping his cousin. When the Second World War broke out, there was a sudden demand for tamarind seeds in the market. He collected the seeds and sold them at a provision shop on Mosque Street. Usually, a day's collection earned him 1 anna. So, question number 2. Answer each of these questions in a short of paragraph. This is in 30 words. How does the author describe his father, his mother, and himself? And the question number 2 is what characteristics does he say he inherits from his parents? So our first answer is Kalam's father, Jainul Abidin, was not a wealthy or educated person. However, he was an honest and generous man who possessed great innate wisdom. He was self disciplined and avoided all inessential luxuries. Then, a related second question is Kalam's mother, Ahimsa, Ashiyama, was an idle helpmate to her husband. She believed in goodness and performed kindness and fed many people every day. And our third answer is the author describes himself as a short boy with undistinguished looks who had a secure childhood. He is an honest and self disciplined person who believes in goodness and deep kindness. Then comes our next answer, that is, he says that he inherited honesty and self discipline from his father. He further says that he inherited faith in goodness and deep kindness from his mother. Then, question number 3 is discuss this question in class with your teacher, and then you have to write down your answer in two or more or three paragraphs each. On the whole, the small society of Rameshwaram was very rigid in terms of the segregation of different social groups, says the author. Which social group does he mention? Where these groups are easily identifiable, for example, by the way they dressed. Second point is were they aware only of their differences or did they also naturally share friendships and experience Think of the bedtime stories in Kalam's house of who his friends were and of what used to take place in the pond near his house. And the third point is the author speaks about the people who were very aware of the differences among these, those who tried to bridge these differences. Can you identify such people in the text? Then fourth one is narrate two incidents that show how differences can be created and also how they can be resolved. How can people change their attitude? So our first answer is he mentions two social groups of Rameshwaram, Orthodox Brahmins and Muslim. Yes, these groups were easily identifiable. For example, by the way they dressed, Kalam wore a cap, which marked him as a Muslim, and Ramananda Shastri wore a shared thread, which marked him as a Hindu. So our second answer is no. They were not only aware of the differences but also they were naturally shared friendships and experiences. Kalam's mother and grandmother would tell the children of his family bedtime stories about the events from the Ramayana and from the life of Prophet. During the Sri Sitarama Kalyanam ceremony, his family used to rearrange or arrange boats with a special platform for carrying idols of the Lord from the temple to the marriage site situated in the middle of the pond called Ramatirtha, which was near his house. Our third answer refers here the people who were very aware of the differences among them were the young teacher who joined the Rameshwaram Elementary School and came to teach Kalam's class, the 5th standard, and his science teacher, conversation, conservative wife who refused to serve Kalam in her ritually full kitchen. Those who tried to bright these differences were Kalam's science teacher Shiva Subramania Iyer, who invited, served, and dined with him to break social barriers so the people could mingle easily, and Lakshmama Shastri, who conveyed the strong sense of conviction to the new young teacher to reform him. Then comes the fourth answer, the first incident to show that how differences can be created in that when the new young teacher found a Muslim student sitting beside a Hindu student, he asked Kalam to sit in the last row. His friend Ramananda Shastri was heartbroken. They informed their respective parents. Lakshmana Sastri summoned the teacher and conveyed the strong sense of conviction which ultimately reformed him, changed him. The other incident shows that how differences can be resolved. The author's science teacher Shiva Subramania Iyer, though an Orthodox Brahmin with a very conservative tried to bridge these differences. People can change their attitude by observing no difference in the way of the Hindus and the Muslim eating of meal, drinking of water, and cleaning the floor. We come to our next part, that is why did Abdul Kalam want to leave Rameshwaram? What did his father say to this? What do you think his words mean? Why do you think he spoke those words? So our answers are Kalam wanted to leave Rameshwaram for further studies. He wanted to study at the district, the headquarters in the Ramananthapuram. Then comes the second point. Kalam's father said that he knew that one day Kalam had to go away to grow. He gave him the analogy of a seagull that flies across the sun alone and without a nest. He then quoted Khalil Gibran to Khalil Gibran to Khalil's sorry Khalil Gibran to Kalam's mother, saying that her children were not their own children, they were the sons and daughters of life's longing for itself. They come together through their parents, but not from them. They may give them their love, but not their thoughts, as the children have their own thoughts. So our third answer is Abdul Kalam's father's words bear great meaning. First, he inspired his son to go ahead about giving the example of the seagull. Secondly, he explained Kalam's mother to give his son opportunities to get higher education and to make progress. I think he spoke those words to encourage Abdul Kalam and to control the emotional attachment of his wife for Kalam. Now find the sentences in the text where these words occur. You have to find these sentences. Then comes the grammar part. So here you can solve your grammar part. Then match the following. The answer as your first one is C, second one is F, third one is D, fourth one is B, fifth one is A, and sixth one is E. Study the words in the italic, then you can do your own self. Here we finished our lesson. Rewrite the sentence below, changing the verbs in the brackets. So you can change the word give away, given away. These are all the verbs we can change. Were given away. Give away, were given away. So our next is were paid. You have to use were here. Are not allowed. Are bought and sold. Are held. Was composed by. Then rewrite the paragraph below. Using the correct form of the verbs given in the bracket, you have to rewrite the how helmet came to be used in cricket. Nari Contractor was the captain and an opening batsman for India. In the 1960s, the Indian cricket team went on a tour to West Indies in 1962 in a match against Barbados in Bridgetown. Nari Contractor seriously injured and collapsed. In those days, helmets were not wear. Contractor hit on the head by a bouncer from Charlie Griffith. Contractor's skull fractured. The entire team deeply concerned. The West Indies players worry. Contractor rushed to hospital. He accompanied by Frank. He accompanied. You have to change these all things. Uh, Thanks to the timely help, contractor saved. Nowadays, a helmet routinely used against the is not used. So you can write your own answers, and then second part also the same thing. I'm going to find out the words. So here we finish the our lesson, the childhood about the Abdul Kalam sir's life story. It was a brilliant and a very good story.